I have to film a video. Gotta film a video. You always make little cameos in all of my videos. I know, I have to do my intro and then I have to do a whole video. I know. You can go lay down. I have to film. Okay, love you. Go lay down. Hey guys, it's Jara. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be filming a video about anxiety, my struggles with it, and things that I have learned through the years that helps me deal with my anxiety. So if that sounds good to you, then keep on watching. Okay, I did that intro too many times. Why can't I film today? I suck. Before we start, make sure that you subscribe. A lot of, my viewers just come by across my videos and aren't subscribed, so make sure you subscribe so you can always see my newly uploaded content and you can join the family. I wrote down a little bit oh my gosh, I'm like not computing today. I kind of wrote down some of the stuff I wanted to talk about today. It's just very chaotic right now. Like Coda is freaking out. My neighbors upstairs are like dropping bowling balls apparently, because that's what it always sounds like. And I can't talk. So the video today is going to be a mashup of stuff, I guess. Anyway, I want to get started. So first, I'm just going to kind of discuss like my personal struggles with anxiety, what anxiety looks like for me. I think I first kind of developed anxiety when I was around 14 years old. When I was 14, a lot of stuff happened to me at that age. I lost like multiple loved ones, and from there, I think my anxiety and depression started to develop. So sadly, I've been dealing with anxiety for, 7 years now, sadly, and it has gotten worse over time. For me, I experience anxiousness in the way of just like feeling stressed, feeling worried, starting to overthink and obsess over things. And I've also struggled with anxiety attacks and panic attacks for years now. So I still struggle with it. It's not gone all the way at all. I literally had really bad anxiety over the weekend because of some stuff going on. But I just wanted to kind of discuss my journey and some things that have kind of helped me. So before we fully get into kind of my triggers and stuff like that, I just want to kind of give like a disclaimer that everyone's anxiety is different. And just because something's a trigger for me or something specifically helps me or whatever it may be, doesn't mean that's how it may be for you. So just because I'm saying this is my experience doesn't mean I'm saying that's how everybody feels or this will help everyone. Everyone's different. Some people may be similar, but let's just keep that in mind and always be kind to each other. And yeah, that's my little disclaimer. Let's get into it. One of my biggest struggles for years has been anxiety in public. So for me, I think triggers can be big crowds of people. It can be when it's chaotic in a place, so like lots of people are talking at one time, or if it's like a small space, I get claustrophobic. That can be a trigger for me as well. If I start to get kind of hot, that can be a trigger for me as well to start having anxiety attacks. And sometimes, I might not have a trigger and it just comes out of nowhere and I have an anxiety attack. I think if you start to pick up on what triggers you and what makes you start to panic or start to have anxiety, you can kind of identify it before it gets to that point, and you can try to calm yourself down and whatever helps you the most. What I've learned helps me in public is I always have water with me. I don't know why that's a thing for me, but I always carry like cold water with me. And if I start feeling anxious, drinking water just calms me down. I think it's also because if I have a panic attack or I'm leading up to a panic attack, I start to get hot and feel like dizzy, lightheaded. Drinking water helps me calm down in some ways and can help with, feeling lightheaded and stuff. So I always bring water with me in public. Pretty much no matter where I go, I always have water. Second thing is I always carry like a ponytail or a hair clip with me. If my hair isn't already up, it's most of the time my hair is always up if I'm out and about. Because having my hair around me, if I'm panicking, is kind of a trigger, and I just want like out of my face and not, touching my neck, and it's a trigger, and I feel like claustrophobic from that sometimes, so I have to be able to put my hair up. I don't know if that's a thing for everybody else, but it is for me. And now I feel like I'm talking about it, I want to put my hair up. Okay, we're gonna do it because I don't want it to bother me this whole video. Put my hair up with the claw clip. Look like I'm bald. What else is something that has been a huge help to me that I found last year is this is a muscle relief roll-on little thing. What would you just call it? A roller, I guess. This is hemp seed oil and eucalyptus. Looks like this. It smells so good. I literally put it just on my neck like this, the back of my neck specifically, and behind my ears. I get this from Grove, the company Grove. I've tried to find it anywhere else, like on Amazon and stuff. They don't have it anywhere. I guess it's the Grove company's product that they make. But this is like $15 and it literally lasts me a whole year. Like I just now got a new one from last year. It's lasted me forever. It's like a cooling sensation that really helps with my anxiety. And I also use this just literally day to day. I bring this with me everywhere because I have tissue damage in my neck from a car wreck I was in when I was in high school. And so I bring this to work with me because I get tense and it helps me, you know, my muscles relax a little bit and me to relax, and it smells really good. So getting something like this might really help you. It has eucalyptus, something like that. So I literally do not go anywhere without this. And if I do, I always regret it because I've just become accustomed to using it a lot and I really enjoy it. So highly recommend this. Something else that has happened to me before, when I've had anxiety attacks at work, which has happened a couple of times because I work in retail in a pretty small store. It's getting crazy in there sometimes. It's only happened, you know, twice, but wherever I might be, finding a place to sit down and be like away from the chaos or whatever the trigger was, really helps me to center myself and relax. So take deep breaths, stuff like that, and calm myself, get my heart rate back down. That's my main suggestions for like when I'm out like in public. Those are the main things that have helped me. Also, a lot of the times I use my Apple Watch. I use the breathing setting on there to help myself breathe. There's like little breathing exercises for just like a minute to help yourself calm down, and I use that a good amount of the time as well. Anxiety at home, I feel like is a little bit different for me. It just kind of depends because I think when I'm in public, I more so have anxiety attacks, and when I'm home, I have like just general anxiety from whatever is stressing me out at the moment or that week or whatever has been going on. That is more of my anxiety at home. Not to say I don't have panic attacks at home, I definitely do, but it's not as common as if I'm in public. One thing that me and Richard have started doing that I feel like has helped like center me and help me be prepared for the day is every morning we've been getting up like an hour earlier than we usually do to spend time together in the morning, and we go on the porch and we do daily gratitude and we read scripture together and pray together in the morning. And I feel like doing gratitude especially has really helped me kind of bring me back to reality almost. Like every day just sitting down and writing out, you know, a few things I'm grateful for that day. That way when I start to get anxious about certain things in my life, maybe I feel like I'm reminded, oh, what did I write in gratitude today? You know, like all these amazing things God has blessed us with. You don't need to be anxious about this. Whatever it might be, something like that. But I feel like having a grateful heart and starting your day that way is like beneficial regardless of anxiety, but it also helps benefit struggling with anxiety, if that makes sense. Something else that has helped me that I've talked about before, by the way, none of these products are sponsored. This is just stuff I use in my day-to-day life. If it becomes sponsored, that would be amazing, who knows? But I take stress relief supplements, and I have for, I don't know, over 6 months now. This is the Health by Habit one. This is just one that I've used in the past that has helped me. It has ashwagandha in it, is the main calming agent in this, and I take 2 of these a day, so maybe 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And this is pretty affordable. This is like $8 or $9, which it lasts about a month, so that's not bad. There's lots of different supplements that can help with anxiety. I've also tried GABA, which I've heard like is supposed to help with anxiety, but for me, it felt like it did nothing. So GABA does not work for me, but when I do ashwagandha, I feel like I have much better results. Do your research, you go and also ask your doctor about it, kind of see what they suggest. So something else that has been beneficial to me is when I'm anxious, I take time to pray and I take time to look up scriptures about being anxious or being fearful. And I could list some, but I think the easiest way is if you want to read some, you can literally just look it up online and it will give you a huge amount of scriptures talking about not being fearful. God talks about not being fearful so many times in the Bible. He gives us reassurance of that he's always with us, he'll never leave us, that his steadfast love will carry us through all these seasons. And I think the more you read those over and over again from your day-to-day life, when you start to become anxious, you can reassure yourself, no, like I'm not alone, I'm not forsaken, like this isn't as bad as I think it is, and God is with me and I'm never alone in that. And whatever it may be, God will pull you through. And so I think the more you read it, the easier your mind will remember and reassure yourself in those anxious moments. Another thing that has helped me is in the morning when I drive to work or when I'm getting ready, I listen to worship music. I love live worship music, and I think that also brings some peace for the day and helps, like, feeling God's presence is just so reassuring and really sets you up to have a beautiful mindset of your whole day. I only have a couple more, but I think what also has helped me is, and I literally did this like 2 days ago, or maybe it was even yesterday, I don't remember, but I wrote it out in paper, what's making me anxious. I put bulletins and I put each little thing that has been making me anxious or feel overwhelmed. And you can do this by yourself if you want, but you can just go over each thing and be like, what's the reality of this situation? Like, is it really this severe? Is it really all of these awful thoughts you're thinking? Or is there a way we can make this work? Or is there, that's not true. So you really look over it and be like, what's the truth here? For me, what helps me sometimes in my anxiety, I'm not realistic and I'm not being truthful with myself. So I will ask Richard, and my back's kind of hurting. I'm gonna have to sit down a little bit. But he does really amazing with me and my anxiety, and he sits down with me and we'll go over each thing, and he will just kind of help me, come back to reality and talk about, well, with this situation, we can do this, and that'll help you feel better about it. Or with this, like, that's not true, and you don't need to feel like that or worry about that. So I think talking to somebody about it, whether that's, your significant other, a friend, a parent, whoever it may be. My last thing for me, at least, is what helps me sometimes is like physical touch with my husband. So if he will like give me a hug, help me calm down my breathing, hold my hand, small things like that during my anxiety, just helps me calm down. I don't know if that's something for people in general with anxiety or if that's just me, but that usually helps me for sure. Before I close out the video, I do want to share one thing that I feel like God was telling me this week. I'm not going to say like specifically the situation just because I don't feel comfortable sharing that, but there's been something that I've been struggling with for a while now, and over the weekend there was a big trigger for me and I was anxious for days, like bad anxiety. And I was talking to myself in my mind driving home from work, like, this is not how I expected my life to be, or this is not what I expected, or why would something like this happen? Just, really negative thoughts like that, because I feel like sometimes in life when a negative thing might happen or things are going not how you might have expected to be, the devil can easily come in and be like, this is your life, this is how it's gonna be, you don't get your happiness, you don't get your peace that you looked for, and just really negative stuff like that. And that's how I was feeling. And I literally felt like God spoke to me, because this is not a thought that was in my mind in the moment. I was all negative and, hateful talking to myself, but I felt like God spoke to me and was like, this situation is not your life. Don't let this situation consume and control you and become the only thing you think about. or don't let it like overcast your entire life as if now, because of this, you don't have joy, you don't have love, you don't have the life you've longed for, you don't have, all these amazing things in my life. And for me, like, that might be the most basic thing, but for me, I felt like God just broke through a barrier when he said that to me, because I was like, that's so true. Just because something's happening in our lives doesn't mean, we're not going to have the beautiful life that we feel like God promised us or that we long for. So don't let the big things, the little things, any of those things overwhelm you, and don't obsess over it or overthink it, because I am literally the worst at that ever. I'm the biggest overthinker and the biggest obsessor, and I feel like God speaking that to me was his way of helping me realize, like, I don't need to do that. Nothing's going to change if I do that. It's only going to hurt me, and those things that I say to myself are not the truth. So I don't know if that helps anybody or if that speaks to anybody else or if that was just for me, but I did want to share that with you guys. If you guys have any tips of what helps you with your anxiety, you can leave it below. I'd love to hear, your experiences and what you've learned through the years as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. That means a lot to me. Leave me a comment below. Tell me how you're doing. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.